What's up, y'all? ShadX here, and today we're going to be ranking every Conquerors Haki user in order from greatest to least in terms of power. And I'm not just alone. I have my friend Dark King Adonis with me. Say what's up, Adonis.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the one and the only, the Dark King Adonis.
I'm going to explain these tiers real quick. So, King of Kings, I'm just going to go ahead and put him there. And Yonko level, obviously, Shanks, Kaido, maybe some of those other characters. You might be surprised at what characters I say should be in Yonko level, but Admiral level, obvious. Commander level, below Admirals, and Subgear 4th level, pretty obvious too. I went first with Roger, and you can go with Shanks.
Shanks, I'm gonna put Yonko level.
Yonko level, okay. Now, can we get some reasoning as to why you put them there?
I think that Shanks, among all of the current class of 4 Emperors, Shanks is by far the most lethal when it comes to Conquerors Haki. Now, in terms of raw power, it is kind of messy because I don't think Shanks is as physically strong as, let's say, Kaido or Big Mom.
Facts.
But because of the Conquerors Haki, he deserves to be at the top of Yonko level, in my opinion.
All right. I mean, we don't really know anything about him, so when we get to the other characters, it's gonna be kind of contentious, and we're gonna have to make some stuff up, maybe a little bit. We're gonna have to go a little bit headcanon-y, but this is One Piece, and people have been speculating about this stuff for like 20 years now, so it's nothing new.
Yep.
All right, I'll go with Luffy. Luffy post Wano, I think, is right behind Shanks. In my opinion, the Red Hair Pirates were hyped up as having some of the strongest commanders and some of the most well-rounded crew, while the Big Mom Pirates are hyped up as having the numbers. Kaido has some of the strongest commanders, and like Whitebeard is the strongest man in the world, but he has like mid-tier commanders. And Shanks and the Red Hair Pirates, I feel, are stronger than the post Wano Straw Hats, and it would only make sense since they're the last Yonko to be defeated.
I can't really disagree with that. That's about how I feel about that. Now, when it comes to the other Yonko and their crew, you said that Whitebeard has mid-tier commanders, but let's put some respect on Marco's name. Let's respect Marco.
Yeah, okay, Marco's kind of like the outlier. He's damn near Admiral level, but let's be honest, characters like Jozu, Ace, they aren't really anything compared to what we're seeing from like King and Katakuri and all them.
That is true, but keep in mind Vista was scuffling with Mihawk. It doesn't mean much in a vacuum because dudes clash and scuff all the time in One Piece, but
yeah, and Mihawk wasn't really trying in that war. He was just uninterested. He didn't even want to be there. So
right.
When he clashed with characters like Crocodile, it's kind of like, what the fuck? Anyways, I'll let you go with Rayleigh. Old man Rayleigh. Old man.
Okay, so like current 80-year-old Rayleigh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he goes in Yonko level 2.
Yonko level 2?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm tweaking. Admiral.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Admiral. Well, I had to think about that one.
Yeah, why is he in Admiral level?
He's only Admiral because we've seen him and Kizaru have an interaction of sorts back on Sabaody, so that's something to be considered. Obviously, Rayleigh is not in his peak anymore, but Rayleigh still has that extra step or two needed.
All right, yeah, that's definitely true. And if we were going on Rayleigh in his prime, we don't really know much about prime Rayleigh, but I feel like he would be in Yonko level. Would you agree with that?
Rayleigh being in Yonko, if Rayleigh's in Yonko level, he's like on the lower spectrum of Yonko level, because I can't even put Teach above Rayleigh, because Rayleigh himself said that if Teach and his boys were actually with the smoke, then it wouldn't have fared well for him.
Now, Boa Hancock, I don't know if you see my Warlords video, but a hell of people got mad at me for saying that she's like weaker than Doflamingo, and I just don't understand why people want to put her in some of like the strongest tiers of the One Piece world. Do you agree with saying that Boa is the strongest woman in the One Piece world as of now?
Absolutely not, because I would put if Big Mom was alive, which she probably is, I have Big Mom over Boa Hancock. I have Smoothie over Boa Hancock.
All right, that I feel like you're gonna get freaking tore apart for that one for real. But because people in my Warlords video were like, well, Boa actually isn't like that weak because Blackbeard he snuck up on her, and like it. I got a lot of people mad that she was that low. And my thing is, we don't really have anything to go off of for Boa, like physically. We know that she can destroy pacifistas quite easily, which is something that post time skip gear 2nd level did. And beyond that, we've only seen her limits being at Blackbeard really, and there's nothing really to put her in the highest of the high tiers of the One Piece world.
See, what it is, it's the Conquerors Haki. People, because we know that Boa Hancock has Conquerors Haki, and with everything in Wano Country where you find out that you can infuse yourself with Conquerors Haki, people are taking that into consideration when it comes to power scaling Boa Hancock, but we haven't seen her do any of that. So just assuming that she's a top tier because of Conquerors Haki is wild to me. I think her being, I wouldn't put her below the Flamingo. I would say, no, I'm lying, she's below the Flamingo because I can't see her withstanding a Gear 4 Luffy.
That's what I'm feeling too, and a lot of people got on me for saying, well, her Devil Fruit actually allows her to one-shot 99% of the characters in the series, when Big Mom has a Devil Fruit where if you feel absolutely any fear towards her, she can literally rip parts of your soul out, and people have the ability to resist that in the One Piece world. Do you think that feeling lust for Boa Hancock is really above feeling fear for not just Big Mom, but anything? Fear is like a primal instinct of humans, and lust isn't really on that same type of level. So that was just my little tangent on how Boa Hancock isn't not that strong. And I'll let you go with Doflamingo.
Doflamingo. Oh man, that's a hard one.
It is tough.
I kind of want to say Lower Admiral for Doflamingo.
Lower Admiral. Whoa.
Lower Admiral, because if Fujitora and Doflamingo were to have a full-on fight, Fuji's not going in there just low diffing or mid diffing Doflamingo. I don't feel like that's quite true. You think Fuji's easily beating Doflamingo?
Honestly, like, if he wanted to, I feel like he could. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like he would have some type of difficulty, but I just, like, the things that we've seen from Doflamingo aren't really that crazy. He fought Gear 4 with Luffy twice, and he was weakened, but he can't beat characters like Katakuri and all that stuff, and I can't really put him on that Admiral tier.
That's understandable. So where would you put Doflamingo then?
I would put him above Boa Hancock in Commander level.
Okay. That's about fair. I can't knock that one.
And we talked about this before. The viewers don't know about this, but we recorded some trash, and it was basically the same thing as this tier list. And we agreed that Doflamingo was in Commander tier, and we agreed that he couldn't beat characters like Cracker even.
Yeah, no. If Cracker was giving Gear 4 Luffy the business, then Cracker and Doflamingo does not go well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now Chinjiao. Okay, let's just yeah. All right, I'll let you go with Big Mom.
Big Mom, Yonko level all the way, baby.
Yonko level all the way, but where in Yonko level?
Above Luffy.
Above Luffy is wild.
Above Luffy.
That is wild.
Above Luffy. I don't think Luffy is physically stronger than Kaido and Big Mom just yet. Especially Big Mom. Big Mom. Luffy versus Big Mom 1v1 would be very interesting, even though we might not ever get it.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting, because I do wonder how Luffy would do one-on-one against a Yonko. No funny business, no shenanigans, just straight up mono.
We saw Luffy fight Kaido in rounds. It wasn't just a straight 1v1. It was Kaido powered up and he fought with Big Mom for a second, and Luffy fought with the whole worst generation, and Luffy died, awakened his Devil Fruit, and he did all that. It wasn't really a straight fight, but I still don't feel like Big Mom is beyond Luffy.
See, if Big Mom is above Luffy, it's like very, very slightly. It's not by a large margin, like at all. And I only give her the advantage because she's physically stronger than Luffy. I feel she has more in her arsenal. I can't really say that because Gear 5 can do God knows what. So that is something to consider. Okay, put her behind Luffy. Behind Luffy's.
That's what I was feeling too. Kaido's top 5 isn't really like concrete. It's only for the people that he fought, and he did fight Big Mom before the raid, I should say. And you know, he saw Luffy as one of like the greats. He saw him as climbing towards like where Roger and Rocks and Whitebeard was, and he didn't really see Big Mom in that same tier. He didn't think about her in that same tier. I'll let you go with Katakuri.
Katakuri, Commander, of course. Commander above Doflamingo and Boa Hancock.
Now, a lot of people don't like to accept this, but it really is just Katakuri is far stronger than Doflamingo, and I'll let Adonis go into the reasoning as for why that is.
So the reasoning is very simple. When you look at how Doflamingo fared against Gear 4 Bound Man, he got absolutely destroyed. There was no competition. Luffy went in Gear 4 and coasted that man. While Katakuri, when he was fighting Gear 4, Luffy got some hits in, yeah, but it obviously amounted to nothing. It wasn't until Snake Man came in. And even with Snake Man, Luffy and Katakuri were exchanging hits. It wasn't an easy battle, even with Snake Man.
Facts. And I've said this in my Warlords video. I'm gonna keep plugging that because I love that video.
Yeah, great video.
Thank you. Luffy fought Katakuri in basically 2 rounds. In the beginning, Kat was really just playing with him. He really didn't freaking care at all. He was just like, you're literally below me. You're not gonna win. Stop trying. Fall down and lose. And in the second round, Luffy comes back. Luffy gets hit by what's Katakuri's sister's name? That's like a fucking bitch.
Flampe.
Luffy gets hit by Flampe, and then Katakuri wounds himself, and he's like, okay, in base, you're honestly on my level. And when you stack Snake Man on top of Luffy's base, how would Doflamingo even fight that version of Luffy? How would he even go about doing that when base Luffy at that time is far stronger than his Gear 4th form in Dressrosa? I don't see that happening at all.
Nope. It's crazy to even fathom Snake Man versus Doflamingo. My God, that would be a slaughter.
I'll go on with Kid, and I feel that Kid is Admiral level.
Admiral level. That's fair. I can't really justify putting Kid in Yonko level. That's
too far of a stretch.
That's crazy. Like, you would have to do some serious mental gymnastics to justify that.
Like, okay, so Kid, like 2v1 Big Mom with Law, and we know, like, I feel that 2 admirals could kill a Yonko. Do you feel that way?
2 admirals.
Like in a straight like 2v1, 2 admirals versus a Yonko.
Ooh. Yeah, I would say so. I agree with that.
Yeah, and we've seen Kid take hits from Big Mom and all that stuff. We've seen Kid like take hits from Kaido, I'm pretty sure, and he did some damage during the raid on both of them. Like it wasn't really that significant. It wasn't like, oh, he 1v1'd an Emperor or some shit like that, like Luffy did. And it really is just a case of him being not Yonko level, but he did fight with those characters for a little bit.
Yeah, and even when he and Law beat Big Mom, they didn't really beat her. They just kind of tossed her big ass off the island.
Last time we recorded this, Adonis said that they got a ring out, and I never even considered that shit.
Yeah.
Because they kind of really did, but the fact that both of them pushed Big Mom to being like, oh, you're really serious about taking our thrones, aren't you? And the fact that she said that in the first place, and the fact that she had to steal all those people's souls to go into her strongest form and stuff, that just proves that Kid he should be in that Admiral level.
Yeah, absolutely. Kid.
Now, is he above Rayleigh?
No. God, no, not yet. No. Well,
You gotta think, consider it for a second.
Because on paper it sounds wild, but when you take into a fact that this is old man Rayleigh, this is an older Rayleigh, we're talking a useless kid who just fought Big Mom, it makes you wonder.
Law fought Blackbeard, who is said to be above Rayleigh, and Kid and Law were really the same in the raid. Can we agree on that? That they weren't really like supporting each other. They were kind of like just equally fighting Big Mom.
I would say that Law looked a little bit more impressive than Kid personally. Because Kid really wasn't doing shit, man. Like, this guy came in with this metal bull, and it's like, what are you actually doing, dude? What are you doing with this metal bull?
I feel like Law was really taking out Big Mom from the inside, while Kid was just hitting her with some of his strongest attacks, like what was it called? I'm pretty sure it was like, not Punk Gibson, but it was like Damned Punk or some shit. It was this giant ass like magnetized laser or some shit. That shit was cool. That shit was cool to me, honestly.
Yeah, the railgun was dope, and I wish that was something that we seen more from Kid. I wanted to see more of that and less of metal bulls, because what is a plain metal bull with no Haki on it? What is that supposed to do to Big Mom? But according to the story, it was doing something.
According to the story, it was really doing something. I feel like Kid could possibly be above Rayleigh, but since we're gonna piss people off by putting him above Rayleigh, we're gonna keep him right there. I'll let you go on with Sengoku.
Sengoku, Admiral, above Kid.
Old man Sengoku. Old man Sengoku.
Yeah, I'll put him above Kid.
Above Kid. Now, what's the reasoning for that?
Because at the end of the day, Sengoku was Fleet Admiral. Yeah. So that's something to consider. But like you said, this is an older Sengoku. This is old man Sengoku. And even in the War of the Best, he didn't really do much of anything. He was kind of standing guard more than anything.
Yeah.
But he's Fleet Admiral, and that title was not for naught. So I would put Sengoku above Kid.
Plus, he had to be an admiral at some point, so, you know, that obviously works out like that. Kaido.
Kaido above Big Mom.
Yeah, obviously, but above Luffy, yeah, I'll put him there.
Yeah, because I would say the only Yonko stronger than Kaido is Shanks.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling too at this point. I feel like it could go either way, but if we do take the fact that Shanks did deter Kaido from going to the Marineford War, if we just believe, if we make up like headcanon and stuff and just say that it was a straight 1v1 between them, and like I guess Shanks will be above Kaido, but I feel like it could definitely go either way.
It really could. The unfortunate part here is we have so little to speak of when it comes to Shanks. So feats and stuff like that, they're few and far between with this guy. But Kaido, there's a whole saga dedicated to this man. So we have feats upon feats upon feats, and it's hard to compare that to Shanks, who only has a portrayal. He shows up at the War of the Best, says, "Hey, war over, go home." Everybody goes home, and then, like you said, he and Kaido had some sort of altercation of sorts. It puts Shanks in a very favorable light, but it's hard to put Kaido above him because of that.
So the Beast Pirates have over 20,000 members, and the Red Hair Pirates are, by comparison, we know they have extended forces as confirmed in the SBS, but they are really small. And if we really think of the Red Hair Pirates as very similar to the Straw Hat Pirates, they're this small crew that runs around from island to island just knocking people off. And if we go by my interpretation earlier, that was the Red Hair Pirates are a little bit stronger than the post-Wano Straw Hats, then I guess Shanks would be above Kaido. Okay, so I'll let you go off with Zoro.
Zoro. This one's gonna piss some people off. I feel it. But Admiral?
Okay.
Below Kid.
But what?
Below Kid.
Wild.
Below Kid.
What is your reasoning for that?
I know Zoro has more feats than Kid, but Kid is constantly portrayed in the story as a quote-unquote equal to Luffy.
Whoa, I don't feel like that's equal. I feel like,
let me not say equal, rival.
Rival, I guess, but
rival.
Rival. That's fair, but you can't deny the shit that Zoro has done in the raid, bro. Let's be honest.
No, Zoro looked damn good, but the fact remains, Kid 2v1 a Yonko. Zoro was getting destroyed by King.
Well,
that's exaggeration.
Well,
That's exaggeration. He was getting rinsed a lot though because he couldn't figure out his powers.
that's facts. Until he awakened the King of Hell Amp and got advanced Conquerors, Haki, and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
it
once
just
we
took him a
Conquerors,
while.
once we Conquerors, it was GG for King.
Yeah, but I feel that Zoro, by the time, like, I feel Zoro was the third strongest person on Onigashima.
The third to Luffy and Kaido. So
Yeah.
you got Zoro above Big Mom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you think if Zoro and Big Mom 1v1, Zoro would win?
I feel like he would win.
This agenda is crazy right now.
This is mental gymnastics. Look, it's not to me, but to some of y'all, I know it will be. All right, we're gonna talk about Kaido's top 5 again. I know y'all are sick of me saying that, but anyways, so in Kaido's top 5, it's the people that he literally fought, and the only people that he fought. So Mihawk and probably Garp wouldn't be on there, and he fought Big Mom before the raid. Now she isn't in this top 5, but Oden is. Kaido was in his prime during Onigashima, and when he fought Oden, he was not. And Zoro not only cut a prime version of Kaido, but a prime hybrid version of Kaido. And then he gets actual access to this Conquerors Haki Awakening. It's not just something that he pulled out in the middle of battle and he doesn't even know what he's doing. He actually gets access to this during his fight with King. So that's why I feel that he could be above Big Mom.
That's valid, but nah.
Nah.
I can't agree with that one, bro.
What's going on, bro?
At most, I would put Zoro above Kid,
but below Sengoku.
But I can above Sengoku too.
Ooh, okay.
I don't say above Sengoku too, but that's like the highest I'm willing to go with Zoro. I am not putting that man above Big Mom. That's insane.
I feel that. Okay, just for a disclaimer, I feel that he is above Big Mom. Adonis is not. We will meet in the middle. That is how this will work. We will meet in the middle.
There you go.
This ranking may be a little bit trash, but we will meet in the middle. All right. So I think you went off with Zoro. I'll go with Yamato. All right. Since we put Zoro there, I feel like Yamato's right here.
Yeah, that's perfect. I can't disagree at all.
Cause okay, so she did fight Hybrid Kaido for a little bit there. She was basically stalling, and she had to go into her strongest form while Kaido was trying to kill her. She didn't really do much to him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And so I feel that she could be above Big Mom as well, because her and Zoro kind of have the same thing going on. But even so, we'll just put her right there for now.
Yeah, that's a good spot for Yamato. She's strong, and she held off Kaido for several minutes. Luffy was down for a minute, and Yamato, she did what she had to do. She held off Kaido, but ultimately, I don't think Kaido was 100% serious either.
Yamato's right there. I'll let you go off with Whitebeard.
Whitebeard.
Old Marineford Whitebeard.
Yonko tier at the bottom.
At the bottom. All right, that's where I feel like he is too.
Yeah, I can't really put sick and dying Whitebeard above any of the current Yonko.
Now, if we were to take into account Prime Beard, he would be next to Roger, just for a disclaimer. Also, Garp hasn't been confirmed as a Conquerors Haki user, and if we were taking Prime Garp into account, I feel like he would be next. He is next to Roger too, obviously. And Old Man Garp, I feel like he would be in Yonko tier.
Oh, absolutely. No question about it.
I feel like old man Whitebeard, old sick dying Whitebeard, suicidal Whitebeard, was on his last mission at Marineford. A lot of people like to hype him up because he's like the first Yonko that we've seen in action. I feel like a lot of people have bias, but he really isn't all that special when we look at the characters that we have now.
I mean, he's still Whitebeard. He's still Whitebeard at the end of the day, but this is a dying Whitebeard who couldn't even use his Conquerors Haki.
Facts. Like, we should still put respect on his name. He died standing after all. Only like 1% of characters in any type of fiction do that, but I'll go with Ace. Right there.
I can't disagree.
The thing is with Ace, we talked about this last time, but he's literally died right before the time skip started, so we don't really have anything. We don't really have anything in terms of like Haki and what he did in the New World, besides the Ace novel, where he did clash with Whitebeard for a little bit, but we don't really have anything to go off of with Ace. And it's really tragic too. A lot of people think he's really cold, but he's not really all that.
Ace was strong, but I can't. We've seen so many stronger characters in Ace since the time skip.
Facts.
You know, it's hard to rank Ace highly when he died in the middle of the war, and considering what we've seen since the time skip, you know, Ace is no doubt sub gear 4.
Sub gear 4. Whoa.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm not saying that he's as strong as like on the level of Jin Zhao, but really sub gear 4, I feel like that's a little bit too much of a downplay.
I just don't see how gear 4 versus Ace would end well for Ace, because then we'd have to ask ourselves, okay, do we have Ace around the same level as Doflamingo? Because I don't.
That's facts. That's facts. All right, I might have to put him there too. But considering all the other feats that we've seen from the other Whitebeard pirates, I feel like it's definitely believable. He's definitely above Jin Zhao, but you know, we didn't really get to see anything from him. I'll let you go off with Odin.
Well, Odin, my boy Odin, Admiral level.
All right.
Above Sengoku.
Above Sengoku. All right. Why do you think he's below Yamato?
Because Yamato could fight with prime hybrid Kaido. The Odin that we've seen 20 years ago is not doing that.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people like to talk about, well, we never saw Odin's true strength, and it's like, I feel like people overhype Odin for him being like right next to Roger and stuff. It's really weird. Do you see that a lot?
Yeah, I do. It's like people forget that Roger one-shot this dude.
Yeah, he hit him with one divine departure, and that was it. It was like a basic Haki slash, and it was over.
Yeah, send this guy flying through like 6-7 trees.
And then he did fight Primebeard for a second there, but I mean, he's still lost, so.
Yeah, Odin gets overrated a lot. I mean, Odin's cool. Odin's cool as hell, but we gotta be realistic with how strong he was.
Yeah, that's true. And he's not, I don't think he can go above Zoro. Maybe he's in Yonko tier if we take my interpretation of Zoro. But that pretty much does it for this video, and if you enjoyed this discussion, please go subscribe to Dark King Adonis, regardless if you enjoyed this video or not. But he's definitely like the first person that I could really talk about One Piece like this with.
It's all good, bro.
And we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Yes, sir. This was fun, man.